How will you integrate climate science, ethics, and finance in the curriculum? First one is the foundation model, where we bring in ethical governance in terms of climate management. Second part of the foundation is climate risk management, the basics. Third one is how do we do the funding for it, the finance part of it. How do we make sure the projects are supported with commercial viability? It's not a charity per se. So the foundation plays a big role, the first module. The second one is the integrated module, ethics and science. How do we integrate ethical governance? What are the prerequisites? We don't want greenwashing. We don't want falsification of facts. We want to make sure there is a proper governance, there is a reporting, there is disclosure principles to universal set standards and measurements which will testify the impact investing. Now, when it comes to science climate risk management, we have to have clarity in terms of the overall scientific environmental science. How do we factor that? The third module obviously is the technical module, where we will have the climate fund management and what sort of options we have, what sort of green governance, what sort of green funding, carbon trading, and climate risk management. All these things we will put it in technical terms as well as financial terms. The next one is the risk and governance model, the framework which are required to put the infrastructure, the governance, basic alignment with the global governance, corporate governance, and enterprise integration of environment into the governance framework. And what are the policies, procedures, process will form part of this model. The next one is the capstone, the simulation. How do we create green bonds? How do we finance the recycling factory, for example? How do we fund the various infrastructure, water management, waste management, water conservation or food security, etc.? These are simulations we will create. The next one is the value-based stewardship. How ethical and moral the leader of the team should be. What sort of predicaments he has to go through, environment he has to go through, what sort of continuing education he has to go through, and what sort of leadership he has to demonstrate to run this curriculum. These are all very important.